on 1 second. All right. I just hit the record button. Dude, it's been a long time, man. How you been?
I have been great. Like I was thinking the other day, it's probably been, 12 years, maybe, give or take. I should know that because it's my anniversary, but certainly since we've been to the island, and since we saw you, but it doesn't feel like that because I love the video channel. I love the YouTube channel. I'm watching it sort of daily on all the updates and everything you're doing. And it's just unbelievable, what's happening in Secret Beach. And I just think, I talked to Vera the other day. I told her we were going to chat, man, oh man, did we make the right call? Because it was, let's be honest, like it was a gamble,
Dude, when you sent me that video and the pictures, so you must have came to Belize. That was around 2008, 2009 when we first. You mind if I play a part of that video?
Please. Right. Yeah, that was like when we were first sort of checking it out,
So for everyone watching this video today, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is totally impromptu. But Graeme, and at the time his girlfriend Vera. Yeah, came to Belize. And that's when we first started to sell the lots in Grand Belizean Estates. And at that time, there was no road to get there. You had to go by boat, get in this Jeep, and drive down these rough cut roads, right? Right?
Totally. So, all there was the dock. I sent you a few pictures too. It's fascinating.
I'm gonna show those. But let me show just 30 seconds of this Jeep ride. You guys are gonna love it.
You know what? I remembered because of Jimbo. You did a video not too long
ago. That's Jimbo driving the Jeep.
Jimbo drive. I couldn't keep the camera steady.
Look at the roads. The roads were just rough cut with a bulldozer. And I gotta laugh because people today complain about the road sometimes. But look at the way it looked back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you hear her? She just said, just visualize what it will look like in the future. You guys had the vision back then, man.
Totally. Yeah, you did a video not too long ago. I think it was, sort of Secret Beach past until now. And you talked about Jimbo and the Jeep. And I remember thinking, I've got to be like a handful of people that, were in that Jeep. And I still remember meeting you down at the Remax office by the airport there.
Yeah.
And then getting in the boat and heading up there and then Jimbo. But boy, oh boy, has it come a long way. It's unreal what's happening there.
So tell. I mean, for those of my clients and my viewers who don't know you, how did you find out about Belize? How did you get there in the first place? Just take us back. Tell us your story.
Yeah, great story. So I'm Canadian, so I'm in Calgary. My wife is Estonian, Russian-speaking Estonian, so she's here with me. But we worked on cruise ships, so both of us. That's how we met. So, we both spent sort of 8 to 10 years working on cruise ships and, fate as it may, we met and sort of fell in love and Vera, and, one of the big parts was traveling the Caribbean. We were always sort of in the Caribbean on these cruise ships. And we knew, one day we need a slice of this somewhere, but a lot of it is totally out of reach. And Vera was really set on Panama. She always had her heart set on Panama. And I sort of remember, one vacation, because sometimes we always wouldn't, our vacations wouldn't line up. I was on my own and thinking, okay, Panama, yeah, all right, but Spanish speaking. And, there's some things that sort of, I'm not too comfortable with if I'm thinking long-term investment. And I don't know how I found it, man, but, Google, right? But just like I looked at Belize. And sure enough, I started reading, English speaking, 2 to 1 US dollar, Commonwealth country. I'm like, man, this seems too good to be true here. And totally, untapped. It was in a state, well, certainly Ambergris Caye was in a state that you could just see what was going to come, right? Like, it's just a matter of time until the rest of the world figures this out and starts buying, right? And we're young enough that, we've got 20 years. We don't really care, right? So along came Belize, and sure enough, Grand Belizean Estates popped up. And at that time, like, it was just land. Like there was no roads. It was just a vision, right?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, man, this is risky, right? I mean, who knows if this ever happens? Maybe it doesn't get built. They talk about roads, but maybe this is just some developer who's looking to offload on us. But that's when I met you. And as soon as I met you, I'm like, okay, this is for real. This guy's the real deal. I trust him. And there's huge opportunity here, right? So I bought the first lot on my credit card. I think.
You remember how much you paid for it?
Oh, it was less than $8,000. It was like $7,950 or something. Because we were still on the ships, right? I'm like, honey, I think this is it. Like, look at the potential here. If this goes, it's going to be a huge return. And over the years, we've bought 3 and we've sold another 2, and we'll get into that in a minute. But so we bought it sight unseen, right? A few videos from you back then, and some Google Earthing to see, what the place looks like. And then we came down. So we came down after we had bought.
I didn't realize that. So you had already bought before you even seen the lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
We cut the paperwork on the cruise ship, put it on the visa, and off we went. So when we had come down, we had met you and Jimbo and got the ride up. And Vera and I always knew we were sort of going to spend the rest of our lives together, but didn't know when or how. And I still remember Jimbo, I had the ring in my pocket, thinking it's going to bounce out of my pocket in this crazy Jeep, right? Like, how do I hang on to this thing? But back then it was like the dock and the tower.
Yeah. In fact, So let me show you this, because I got these ready to go. See, these are the pictures you sent me. So hang on a second. Let's see. Okay, so here's the dock in the upper right-hand corner, and there's the dock. Hopefully, there you go. That's the dock with Vera standing on it, and this is the view looking from the dock north. So there is nothing there. There's no house there. Remember the house was built later. There's nothing there but a dock and this road leading from what is now known as Secret Beach back in to Grand Belizean Estates.
Totally. Yeah, there was like a little building, to the right there that was starting to get built, and that was it, man. That was totally it. Yeah.
So you took the Jeep. So here's the Jeep. I want to show. Look at this picture. I found the Jeep. This is the Jeep.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so I just took that a few weeks ago when I was up there in West Caye, and they on one of the developer properties, they have the old Jeep there. But so anyway, so here it is. So here's the Jeep, here's the dock. This is Secret Beach. So what really gets me is there was a post. Somebody posted something a couple of weeks ago about, Secret Beach is changing, and some of the people say, I like it the way it was. I like the original way it was. I'm like, you guys have no idea the way it was. It's like the only way you got to Secret Beach is after the road was done, and you could actually come out here and go to some places, but you couldn't even get here unless it was by boat back in the day. Here's a picture of the road now that comes through from the East Coast down over to Secret Beach. This is a major undertaking for this road to be built. You see here, it's being built. They had to dig out the canal to build it. So yeah, anyways, go on with your story, but I just wanted to get that out there that, it was the Wild West back then.
Total Wild West, total. And, I remember, doing my own sort of due diligence as best I could. But, back then there was a ton of stuff, roads will never get built, it's swampland, so many, locals, whoever it may be, but so much, skepticism around the project, and, it's never, ruining the environment and all these terrible things. But, just hearsay, right? Just naysayers and all that stuff. And anyway, so we took the Jeep, to the tower. And that's when I dropped the question. So I proposed to my wife on the tower.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, man, no.
So let me just pull this back up so people can see. So there's a viewing tower very close to Secret Beach. So this picture, the upper left, that's her up on top of the tower. That's where you proposed.
Yeah. Is the tower still there?
The tower's still there? Yeah. The tower's still there. And this is you guys standing in front of your lot.
That's right. And then, I mean, Jimbo, you saw the video earlier, but I don't know, it's probably like a 4-minute ride because the roads were so bad, now I'm sure it's much, much cleaner and much, much quicker. But
so what is this? Were you actually married on the island?
Cocoa Beach. That's Cocoa Beach.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we were staying at Cocoa Beach, and back then, they didn't even have a restaurant. I think the property was like still under sort of development. So we had this, we were broke. We had this great deal, at Cocoa Beach to stay there for the week. And then we had to go to a different resort to have lunch and dinner. So the place has come a long way because I've been watching that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we basically eloped, Dennis. Like we got married on the beach, the two of us. The photographer was the witness. And it was like $350 or something for the wedding certificate in Belize, and it was the best, man. Like, we would never do it any other way. You think back, and it was such such a memorable experience, and it means so much to us. Just the whole piece, the whole experience, working closely with you and the investments we've made there, and certainly how they've turned out, and more importantly, the future. Like, we're in a position now, in the next year or two, we're going to build. And the future seems so bright. So we couldn't be happier, on how it's all worked out. And like I said, over time, I bought 3 lots. So one of my friends bought the lot next to me. Mm-hmm. Again, I was still on the ships. And I think I remember you reaching out to me and saying, hey, look, this one's coming up. Are you interested? Well, absolutely, I'm interested. It's right next to me. I think that one was about, it was a little more expensive. It was about $10,000 at the time.
I would, if I could find them for 10 grand, I'd be buying them left and right again.
Oh, totally. So, we scooped that up, and over time, we sold one a few months ago with you. That in fact lot, and that was always sort of the purpose, was if we can scoop them up and sit on them for a while, and then probably 300% or more is what we've made off those, and funnel those in. And in fact, that other lot in Belize we sold with you a few months ago is going to funnel an investment for us here in Calgary. So, nice. Yeah, it's just been a wonderful experience. Working with you. You think buying real estate internationally or overseas, can be a daunting or a challenging process. Man, it's like buying a pack of smokes from the grocery store. I tell you, it's just easy.
Belize does keep it easy. Yeah.
Totally. Things move a little slower, but it's you can do everything from a distance. Yeah. So special place for us for sure. And we really look forward to building and hanging on to it. My son is he'll be 8 in August. And one day it'll be for him and his family too, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, and I watch your updates often. I like the Dennis K channel on Belize and what's happening. 6 Senses. I mean, man, that's a home run.
I know.
And it just I'm in hospitality, right? So I'm in the hotel industry. I work for a company called Palmaya Lodging up here in Canada, and I look after the hotel. So I know the industry really well. And for such a reputable resort to come in and want to build. Mm-hmm. That speaks volumes of what's going to happen in the future and where it's going to go. So,
well, hey man, great catching up with you today.
Totally.
When do you think you guys will be back down again?
Oh, we got to do it now, right? So my son is old enough, and I show him videos of Secret Beach. Okay. Hey, look, one day we'll go there, right? And they've got that lovely inflatable,
the water park. Now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is top of his list. So they're going back to Estonia this summer to visit family, but certainly before this year is out, we will be back because it's been far too long, and it'll just be great to see all the progress.
Hopefully our schedules can coordinate, and Steph and I will be on the island at the same time. Love to get together with you and your family, and I haven't seen the kids, of course. It's been a long time.
Well, yeah, there wasn't any back then.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Well, hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you coming on, telling your story. And Steph and I can do anything to help you guys with the build and the future. I just did a video with Josie about getting your place Airbnb ready as far as the requirements. So if you guys build and you want to Airbnb it, she's going to be a great source of contact for our clients. So I'll get that information and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. You're certainly going to hear from me when we get to that point, Dennis. And just again, thanks for all your help. And to all your clients out there, I can't think of a better investment out there right now. You think of the stock market, all these other sort of avenues for investment. Just Belize buy and hold to me is just a home run. So, I'm grateful for you and exposing us to that, and just really look forward to the future. So thanks, Dennis.
Man, thanks, man. All right, you guys take care. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.